Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanatha Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine. Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaurakatha Dhamadaya Nagaragramatharine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasari Gaura Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. So actually this Vrajamandal Parikrama and this entire trip to India is that, this Vrajamandal Parikrama is something very, very special. Coming to Vrindavan any time of the year is very special. But especially in Kartik, if anyone visits Vrindavan, they get much more benefit. And to do Parikrama, especially Vrajamandal Parikrama, the entire 84 course, the 84 koshas of Vrajamandal, if anybody is doing during Kartik month, is a huge, a blessing. It's a huge benediction in itself. So he said that when we are doing this Parikrama, you should meditate upon one thing, that during this month of Kartik, Mother Yashoda performed this glorious Leela of binding Devi Krishna. She bound him apparently with ropes, but actually it was the rope of love of Mother Yashoda that actually bound Krishna. Krishna allowed Mother Yashoda to bind him with the rope of her love. So when we are walking in the Vrajamandal, we should think that every step that we are putting, we are actually binding Krishna in our hearts. So every step that we are taking, we are actually binding Krishna in our heart. Srimati Radharani and Krishna are getting bound in our heart by every step of love that we take during this Vrajamandal Parikrama. And I was thinking, that what great mercy, really I don't deserve to, be recipient of such mercy. And, to be able to hear these kind of things and to be a part of this entire, Parikrama, I really was feeling that I'm totally, not worthy of being here, but simply by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, because he gave that blessings, and because of, my parents, they were there, who are like my Shiksha Gurus. So because of Guru Maharaj, I was able to get this mercy to be present in such a divine realm during this month of Kartik. So with that, we started the Parikrama. One of the things the best thing that on the second day, I'll give you some highlights of each day Parikrama. That way, it will be like a visual, Parikrama for all of us here. The second day of Parikrama, when we were going, the first day, as I said, was only in the Vrindavan area. We visited during the Panchakosh Parikrama. We visit, starting from the Krishna Balaram tree, we go to Keshi Ghat, we go to, there is Chir Ghat also over there. Then we go to all the Goswamis' temples are covered. So like these, we just covered the entire Panchakosh where all the temples, the major temples of the 6 Goswamis are covered, Radharaman, Baki Bihari, Radha Madan Mohan, Govindaji, Gopinath, all of them are covered. So we are basically doing the parikrama of all these major temples. And of course, we have the most glorious Imlitala, where Mahaprabhu, sat, and Mahaprabhu's lotus footprints is there, Lord Chaitanya's footprints is there. And one thing that Lokanath Maharaj also said in one of his classes is that he said this in Radhakund. Well, when I come to Radhakund, I would say that. Okay, so the second day of Parikrama was when we went from Vrindavan to Mathura. And the first stop was at Bhatran Bihari, Sri Bhatran Bihari Mandir. This Bhatran Bihari was the place where Krishna and Balaram were actually given bhat or rice by the Dvija Patnis, the Brahmana's wives. They came to give, food to Krishna and Balaram. So therefore they actually came to give bhat, which is rice, cooked rice. They came and offered to Krishna and Balaram. And that's why this temple here, the deity of Krishna, is called as Bhatran Bihari. Beautiful Krishna. He's very, very beautiful. Then we had, we went to Akrura Ghat, where Akrura, when he arrived into Vrindavan, he actually stopped over there. That is Akrura Ghat, where Krishna, and when he was leaving from Vrindavan also, this is the place where actually Akrura took bath in the Yamuna. And when he took his dip in the waters of the Yamuna, he could see Krishna Balaram inside the Yamuna also. And when he came out of the Yamuna, he saw Krishna Balaram sitting on the chariot as well. That's when he had the actual realization that Krishna is indeed the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Till then, he had a theoretical understanding. But in Akrura Ghat, when he took bath in the Yamuna, he had Pratyaksha Praman. He actually saw, he had the practical understanding that Krishna is indeed the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is at this point in Akrura Ghat that, Krishna, we all know that when Krishna appeared in Mathura, from the womb of Devaki, when Krishna appeared, we know how he first appeared in his four-handed form as Vishnu, and then he came as Krishna, two-handed form as baby Krishna. And at the same time, in Gokul, Mother Yashoda, she also gave birth to twins. One, a baby girl, who was none other than Yogamaya, and one was Krishna. The other was a male child, Krishna. So this is Vrajeshwar Krishna, or Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, and the one who was in Dwarka is Mathura Krishna, or Vasudev Krishna. And so then when we know that, how Vasudev carried baby Krishna, Vasudev Krishna, he carried him across the Yamuna and brought him to the palace of Nanda Maharaj. And we know that it was midnight, it was past midnight. Krishna appeared at midnight. So this was past midnight, still not early morning hours. And it was still very, very, dark. And everybody was asleep. Mother Yashoda did not even know that she had given birth to these twins. She did not even know that. But as soon as, this Vrindavan Krishna, who was lying next to Mother Yashoda, when he saw that Vasudev is entering with Vasudev Krishna, this Vrindavan Krishna and Vasudev Krishna, they became one. They actually merged and became one. And so Vasudev, when he was putting the baby down, he actually did not see. He only saw the girl. He did not see a baby boy, because both the Krishnas had already become one by that time. And then when it was time and then we know how, Vasudeva of course took the baby girl and kept Krishna, who were both the Krishnas at that time. So the entire time when Krishna was in Vrindavan, it was Vasudev Krishna and Vrindavan Krishna who were there together. However, our acharyas explain that Krishna actually never leaves Vrindavan. He can never stay away from Vrindavan. So when Krishna was leaving from, when Akrura was taking Krishna Balaram away from Vrindavan to go to Mathura, when Akrura was taking bath in the Yamuna, the fact that he saw Krishna inside the waters of the Yamuna, that is the point that again the two Krishnas separated. Vrindavan Krishna stayed back in the waters of the Yamuna, and Vasudev Krishna actually left with Akrura. So this is one Gudha Rahasya, Gudha Tattva that was explained by Radharaman Maharaj also. And I've heard this from Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj also, which was again, Radharaman Maharaj told this pastime at Akrura Ghat as well. So that is one highlight of the second day. The second day we stayed in Mathura. The third day we did a Mathura Parikrama. We went to Vishram Ghat in Mathura, which is the Yamuna over there, and then we saw there's 5 different Mahadevs, who are residing in the entire Vrajamandal. One is Pipaleshwar Mahadev, the second is Rangeshwar Mahadev, the third is Gopeshwar Mahadev, fourth is Bhuteshwar Mahadev, and the fifth one is Asheshwar Mahadev. So, sorry, there's 6, there's one more. In Kamyavan there is Kameshwar Mahadev. So 6 Mahadevs, very, very famous Mahadevs residing in Vrindavan and entire Vrajamandal. And it is said that this Rangeshwar Mahadev in Mathura was worshipped by Kamsa himself. And when we saw Rangeshwar Mahadev, he actually looks like Kamsa only. He had like a huge mustache, and he looked, like Kamsa. I shouldn't say this, but anyways, he looked fierce, very fierce. So there's Rangeshwar Mahadev, and Gopeshwar Mahadev, of course, we know is the Mahadev who came out as a Sakhi, came out as a Gopi from the waters of the Manasarovar. When Mahadev wanted to actually enter into the Rasa dance, he actually became a Gopi, and he's still worshipped over here in Vrindavan as Gopeshwar Mahadev. Then there's Asheshwar Mahadev, who had the Asha, or who had the desire to see Krishna in his Bala Leela. So he came to Mother Yashoda with this desire to see baby Krishna. So that's why he's called as Asheshwar Mahadev, and he resides very near to Gokul, where Krishna performed his childhood pastimes. And then this Kameshwar Mahadev, he resides in Kamyavan, and he is said to be fulfilling all the desires that any devotee has in connection to Krishna. So any desires that we have, if we just go whisper in the ears of this Kameshwar Mahadev, he actually fulfills those desires, because he is the fulfiller of all desires. That's why he's called Kameshwar Mahadev. And then we saw Kubja's home. We saw the place where Kamsa was killed, Kamsa Tila. And then we saw Keshavji Gaudiya Math, where Srila Prabhupada took sannyas. And then, of course, we saw the famous Janmasthan of Krishna in Mathura. And then the day 4, we went from Mathura to the first forest of Vrindavan, which is Madhuvan. And over here, Madhuvan is the place where actually Dhruva Maharaj was sent by Narada Muni to perform tapasya. So, that Dhruvatila is there in Madhuvan, and we stayed the night in Madhuvan. A beautiful, beautiful place, the first forest of Vrindavan. Then day 5, we went from Madhuvan to Shantanukund. And on the way, we crossed 2 forests of Vrindavan. So the second forest of Vrindavan is Talavan, and then the third forest is Kumudvan. Talavan, of course, we know the famous pastime of, Krishna killing Dhenukasura. That happened in Talavan. And then in Kumudvan, it is said that, beautiful lotuses actually, fill the lakes and the ponds in this forest, in this area. Even till today, we saw beautiful lotuses in these different, any kind of water body that is there. We saw beautiful lotuses over there, very, very beautiful. So that is Kumudvan. It is said that the gopis, till today, they come to Kumudvan. Kumud means lotus. So till today they come to this forest to collect lotuses to make the garland for Krishna. And then day 6, we went from Shantanukund, we walked to Radhakund. Now this was the first day that we walked for almost 27 kilometers. Till day 5, we've been walking maximum 20 kilometers or 22 kilometers. But on day 6, the first 5 days, Krishna and Radharani were very lenient. But day 6 is when we started our, rigorous parikramas, walking to Radhakund. From Shantanukund to Radhakund, the walk is almost around 27 kilometers. Then we have to cross one forest when we are from Shantanukund to Radhakund. That is the 4th forest of Vrindavan, which is called as Bahulavan. Everyone knows that famous pastime of Bahula, the cow. How the cow was so truthful to this tiger and promised that she'll come back. And so therefore, Krishna was so pleased by the sincerity and genuineness of this cow Bahula, he actually named his forest, this 4th forest of Vrindavan, he named it after this very dear cow of his, Bahula. So that's why it's called Bahulavan. And the next 3 nights, day 6, day 7, and day 8, we stayed at Radhakund. 3 nights we stayed at Radhakund. On day 7, we actually performed the Govardhan Parikrama. From where we were staying at Radhakund, we just performed the Govardhan Parikrama, which is again around 22 kilometers. We performed that Parikrama. Then day 8 was actually Bahulashtami, the appearance of Sri Radhakund. And at that time, one realization just dawned upon me. Till then, this realization did not really sink in. I was very theoretically, maybe I was definitely thinking about it. But on the day of Bahulashtami, one thought and this realization came in so strong that I literally broke out into tears. And I was just thinking that what great mercy is being awarded to us, that, we are allowed to stay at Radhakund, which is, described to be the highest place in the spiritual world, is Radhakund, because it is the liquid mercy of Srimati Radharani. And we are residing right there at the banks of the Radhakund, and the day of the appearance of Radhakund, we were allowed to bathe in the waters. Srimati Radharani allowed us to bathe in her waters on the day that she made appearance of Radhakund. Just, thinking about it, I literally burst out into tears that, how much mercy, is just poured upon such an undeserving candidate. And, and that evening, on the day of the Bahulashtami evening, we actually took bath, and, His Holiness Radharaman Maharaj was with us, and, he took us for the bath. There were 1,200 devotees. And, so Maharaj said that, yes, we'll go, and then Maharaj had given us the time that we'll go at this time. So with Maharaj, we actually went. And Maharaj was very, very kind upon us. And every time, Maharaj would see me, he would say, "Abhi theek hai na, abhi kar rahe hai na. Agar nahi kar pate hain, to gaadi mein baith jana." In Hindi, he would tell me very sweetly, very lovingly, just like a loving uncle. And but again, every time Maharaj would say, "No, you can sit in the car," I would again beg for his blessings. And Maharaj, please bless that time should never come, that we should be able to walk and do the parikrama and complete the parikrama. So anyways, by Maharaj's mercy, we were able to do the Radhakund Snan. And one miracle that I saw with my own eyes, I will share with all of you. Maharaj had told us, on the way to Radhakund when we were going, Maharaj was telling us that, you'll see there'll be too much of rush. You'll have to sit there for, long time, and we will sit there. But, as soon as you take a dip, when you come out, you will see that all those thousands upon thousands of people are not there. So Maharaj was saying this, and I was saying, yeah, I was listening to it very theoretically, And then when we came to the banks of the Radhakund, we saw that it was, there was not even a place for a little grain of rice to sit over there. Everyone was so crowded. There was like thousands upon thousands of people on the banks of the Radhakund and Shamkund. There was not a single place available. So we somehow made our way through the crowd and we sat on the steps of Radhakund. And then exactly at midnight, all of us, just miraculously, we all just entered into the waters of Radhakund. I mean, it is unimaginable to think how it happened. When I think back now, that I think that, because logically speaking, if we are sitting on a step, right, then the person who's sitting behind us, when we are walking in or when we are going in, we'll naturally trample upon the other person and there'll be a lot of, pushing and, pulling and all these things going on. But none of that thing happened. None of that thing happened. As if Srimati Radharani, she really expanded herself. The waters of the Radhakund literally expanded and engulfed those thousands of people. She just expanded and everyone just entered the waters very, very calmly, very quietly. Everyone just chanting Radhe Radhe. We all just entered the waters of the Radhakund. It was a miracle. It was totally a miracle. And when we came out, because it is said that we have to take bath in Radhakund, then we take bath in Shamkund, and then we come back and take bath in Radhakund. So you have to do it like this 3 times. So when we came out, we went into Shamkund. But when we were coming out and going into Shamkund, we saw that there were hardly, even like 2/3 of the people were gone, were totally gone. They were disappeared. They were not there. So taking bath in Shamkund was not at all difficult. We just took bath like that, and then we came out. Then, even like, then Shamkund Radhakund became literally empty. There were hardly any people. Then we came out again, took bath in Radhakund, and then we came out, we were doing our tilak, we changed and everything. It was extremely cold, so we changed and everything. And then Maharaj told us that now you believe that, where did those thousands of people go? So those thousands of people, they are actually all the demigods. They come in disguise and to take bath in the waters of the Radhakund during its appearance time. That appearance time is the muhurta that they come to take bath in, and as soon as they are done, they just ascend back to their heavenly planets. So that is why during the entrance you see all that crowd, but as soon as the bath is over, you do not see that crowd. It is amazing. It is a miracle. Unless anyone really sees it, you'll not believe it, Anyway, so that was a miracle that we really experienced that day. We really saw that. So, who we were taking bath with definitely were demigods, who were disguised in the form of humans. They came to take bath in the Radhakund, and then that evening, that's when sitting in the banks of Radhakund, we actually chanted Sri Radha Kripa Kataksha. Every day during Vrajamandal Parikrama, I used to chant this Radha Kripa Kataksha and the Gopi Gita. I used to chant it every single day. And that evening, on Bahulashtami Day evening, His Holiness Loknath Maharaj was giving the class. And Maharaj said that this year, the Parikrama, because that day in the morning only I was having this realization which made me really cry out, after the bath in the at Radhakund at midnight. Then during the day I was, really thinking, and when I was chanting Japa, I was just thinking that how merciful Radharani is, that she is allowing us to stay, in Vrajamandal during Kartik, in the highest place of pastime, which is Radhakund. So I was having this realization, and that evening only, Loknath Maharaj was giving this class where he said that this is a very special parikrama this year because it's 3-4 things. First thing is that this is ISKCON 50th year. It's the Golden Jubilee for ISKCON 50th. This is the 30th year of ISKCON Vrajamandal Parikrama. It is the 500th anniversary of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's coming to Vrindavan. And actually the Vrajamandal that we are doing, it actually follows the same path, the same route that Mahaprabhu took when he did the Vrajamandal Parikrama. So we follow in the same route that Mahaprabhu went. So we're following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya during this Vrajamandal Parikrama. So this is the 500th year of Lord Chaitanya's visit to Vrindavan. And so these are the three very, very important things during this, and which makes this year very special. And then Loknath Maharaj said something very, very unique. And at that time, again, I was thinking that I'm so unqualified to be present in such, such an environment. I totally do not deserve it. But it's just by the mercy of Guru Maharaj that I was allowed entrance into this kind of a realm. Loknath Maharaj said that there are unlimited living entities, thousands upon millions of living entities in this entire planet, on this planet. And amongst these unlimited and thousands upon millions upon living entities, a few of them have chosen Krishna, and they are part of this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Will be a few thousands of devotees who are part of this International Society of Krishna Consciousness worldwide. And out of these few thousands of devotees who are in ISKCON, these 1,200 of you have been personally handpicked by Srimati Radharani to perform this Vrajamandal Parikrama. It is not by simply reserving a ticket, or it is not by simply having the, yes, that I will go and do the parikrama. It's not by that. But it is, you all have been hand-selected, hand-picked by Radharani to come and do this parikrama this year. And I was just thinking, I was literally sitting and crying there in the class that, what unlimited mercy is there that, I completely do not deserve to be present in this kind of an atmosphere, to be, sitting in Vrajamandal during Kartik on the banks of the Radhakund and listening to all of this. I just do not deserve this. But, simply by the mercy of Guru is such an opportunity available that, for us to experience such a thing. So just this unlimited mercy was, it was very, very overwhelming, very overwhelming. So this happened on day 8, Bahulashtami Snan at Radhakund. And then day 9, we started walking from Radhakund. We started walking to go into Rajasthan. Basically, we went to a place called Deeg. D-E-E-G, Deeg in Rajasthan. Now, this Deeg place actually has no, no holy place, so to speak, around it or anything. But Mahaprabhu actually went through Deeg to the way to Badrinath. And the walk from Radhakund to Badrinath is almost like 45 kilometers. So to avoid, walking so much in one day, they actually broke it into half. So therefore, we walked from Radhakund to Deeg. We came one day, we stayed the night in Deeg, and then the next day we went, day 10, we went from Deeg to Badrinath. Badrinath, the glory of Badrinath is that actually it is said that all the holy places, every kind of holy place actually resides in Vrajamandal. So Nanda Baba and Jashoda Mata, they wanted to visit Badrinath and Kedarnath, Gangotri, Yamunotri. So Krishna said, no, you're not going there at this age. I will show you Badrinath and Kedarnath here. Gangotri, Yamunotri, everything is here. So Krishna brought them here. And it is such a miracle, like Vrajamandal, when we see on the map, it is actually a flat space, flat landscape. But suddenly out of nowhere, you'll see these hills, and they're like real hills, we had to climb to see Badrinath, to see Kedarnath. We had to climb these places, and we stayed for 2 nights in Badrinath. 3 nights we stayed in Badrinath, and then we did the Parikrama. We went to Narayan Parvat, then we went to Lakshman Jhola, we went to actually we went to Badrik Ashram also, and over there Radharaman Maharaj gave class, and he said that Badrik Ashram is actually considered to be Bharatvarsha's spiritual capital. And the main Acharya in this capital is Narada Muni. And the presiding deities are, of course, Radha and Krishna. Now, why Narada Muni is considered to be the Acharya of this capital? Because Narada, what does Narada Muni's name mean? Narada means Narayan ko jo daan karte hain, that, Narayan ko dene wale ko kehte hain Narad. Nara or means Narada. When we say Narada, it's the short form of Narayana. So from Narayana they take Nara, and Da means giver, one who gives. So Da means like Data, or in Sanskrit that Da is a form of it. It means one who gives. So the one who gives Narayan to everybody, he is called as Narada. So that was really, really a beautiful, I never knew the meaning of, I never thought that, Narada also has a meaning, but this is the meaning of Narada. So therefore he is the Acharya, and Narad Muni is such a personality, such an Acharya, that he has disciples starting from the embryo till every, insect or every kind of reptile is his disciple. Of course, even the demons, there's, of course, demigods, there is, human beings, there's monkeys, all sorts of people, starting from the embryo to every living entity has, Narad Muni has a disciple. So embryo, of course, we know is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, how he started listening to Narad Muni from the embryo. Like this, so Narad Muni is that Acharya. He is a transcendental spaceman. Anyways, then next day we went from, day 12, we went from Badrinath to Kamyavan. Kamyavan is a beautiful, beautiful place. Kamyavan is a very glorious place because it is said that when the Yavanas were attacking Vrindavan to destroy all the temples, so that time the main deities, Govindaji, Madan Mohan and Gopinath, and also the main deity of Vrinda Devi, the original deity of Vrinda Devi, was, which was carved by Maharaj Vajranabha, the Krishna's great-grandson. These main deities were moved from Vrindavan, we know this thing. So first stop that they made was actually at Radhakund. From Vrindavan, they made their first stop at Radhakund. And therefore, surrounding the banks of the Radhakund, you actually see the deities of Govindadev. And, because just to have like a memory, that even now in Vrindavan also, although the temples are there, the original deities are in, we all know that they are in Karoli and Jaipur, but in Vrindavan, the replica deities are worshipped. So similarly, even in Radhakund, they have replica deities just to show that, Govindadev, Madan Mohan and Gopinath, they stayed for one night in Radhakund. And in Kamyavan, these deities actually stayed for 3 nights. Then after 3 nights, Govindaji, Madan Mohan and Gopinath, they got ready to leave, but Vrinda Devi's original deity, she was not ready to leave. She said, no, I will stay back here in Kamyavan itself. So till today, the deity of Vrinda Devi is present in Kamyavan. She's a beautiful deity, very life-size deity of Vrinda Devi, and she is red in color. And the reason that she is red is because, Krishna, whenever he would see Vrinda Devi, he would actually pinch her cheeks. He would pinch her cheeks and she would become red in, shyness, because Vrinda Devi was the arranger. She is the one who makes all the arrangements for Radha Krishna's confidential pastimes. So when Krishna would leave from different kunjas, he would be so happy with the services of Vrinda Devi that he would just pinch her cheeks and say thank you to her. That was his way of saying thank you. So when Vrinda Devi's cheek would be pinched by Krishna, she would become red, out of shyness and embarrassment. So that's why this deity of Vrinda Devi is red in color. She's actually red. I asked the pujari there, that, I have a new sari that I want to gift to Vrinda Devi, that will she accept it? Will you accept it for her? And he said, yes, we will definitely accept it. So in the evening, we went back to the temple, and I offered a sari. With my parents, I offered a sari. And this pujari was so nice, he immediately closed the curtains and he put on the sari on Vrinda Devi. And decked her with that sari so beautifully, and it kind of matched with the outfit that she was wearing. And then, reciprocating, he mercifully gave me one of her original skirts, that she wears. He gave me that big, long skirt, it's like as tall as me almost, so her own skirt, and so long and so beautiful, he gave me that skirt as Mahaprasad. So it was very, very special. So this Kamyavan Parikrama we did, where we took the